Hello everybody, welcome to Coffee Vlog, the show where I get on a comedian. We speak about comedy, movies, music, life and many other things. Today we have Jake Pickford.
Hello.
Would you like to introduce yourself to the...
I'm Jake Pickford. I waved for far too long because I didn't know when that beginning would... I'm still waving, I don't know why. I will try not to get distracted by everything in your room. I'm already distracted by that giant box of Cardigans Humanity.
That's all up to the 6th expansion. Just there's too much in there.
I have an overwhelming sense of pride. I don't know why. I'm just really proud of you. Yes, you could have a giant tournament. You could set up a comedians tournament.
What of just that?
Of just that, yeah. Yeah, no jokes. And silence, except for the reader.
So, how long have you been doing comedy for? That's the how.
So I began.
What got you into it?
Oh, okay, yeah. I always wanted to do it because I was a show off at school. So I was the class clown, and I wanted to do acting for a bit, and then I tried that. Like I went to college to do acting, and then I realised that it's not fun because you get told what to do.
You can't just do you can't do your own thing that you thought you'd be able to do.
Exactly. You can't just free. Oh, basically, I wanted to be Tommy Wiseau before I knew who Tommy Wiseau was. Like, I want to write my own film, get my own Greg, and just do it. And then so I realised that, so I stopped doing college, and then I went and I watched Lee Evans and got obsessed with him, and he was one that maybe it was like, I really want to do comedy. That looks fun. And then I just assumed it was not an option though. Do you know what I mean?
Thought you could just thought.
I was just
you
like,
only if you're on a big stage. That's where
finite number of comics, and it's always taken up. I need to wait for one to die, and I don't know what I thought really. But then I went to see one day. Fast forward X amount of years, I went to see Greg Davis in Northampton, and then he came back on stage at the end and said, I'm not doing anything tomorrow, I'm going to go out for a drink, where do you want to go? So somebody in the audience shouted out a pub, it was round the corner. So me and my mate were like, let's go! So we went round the corner, expecting this pub to be rammed out, and we got there and there was about 6 people in this pub, none of which were Greg Davis. So we were disappointed, so we stayed for a drink.
I'll say you just done it on purpose, it wasn't actually.
No, because it turned out, as we went to leave, he came in. And so we were in this basically empty pub, me, my mate and Greg Davis. So we just went up to him and said, like, can we chat, buy you a drink? Well, we offered to buy him a drink. Like, yeah, hello.
The big star should be buying you a drink.
Exactly, yeah. But you don't know who I am, but you should buy me a drink. Just seen your show. So
I paid to see you.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, you got to pay me back.
Give him a little back, yeah. So we got a drink with him, sat down, spoke to him for like half an hour, and I asked him about how he got into comedy, and he told me he did Logan Murray's course, and so I said, alright, I'm going to do that course. And then a year later, I eventually I got around to it, like booking the course. I don't even know how I remember. I think just for a year I was procrastinating, like, and just being like, one day, like I'll do it one day. And then I eventually got around to doing it. That was in mid-2012, so I did that course. And then did my first gig at the end of that. And then just went on from there, really. Decided I was living in Northampton, so it was really expensive to travel down. So sort of mid-2013, moved to London. And then just...
You were doing it since
Been
then?
doing it since, yeah.
Do you still enjoy doing it?
Oh God, yeah. I don't know what psychopath would do this if they didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, if they do. Absolutely hated it.
Yeah, and I think there are people out there.
No, there are people that definitely they just want to go on stage, tell some jokes, and they get home and they're like, "Oh shit, why have I?" Even if it was a good gig, they'll still be like, "I hate doing this."
Yeah. I'm just like, what do these people do for fun? Like, if this is what they do and they don't enjoy it, like, just go home and just don't do it. Just get off the circuit. What's that line in Scrooge? Where he's talking about children, poor children, and he's like, they should get off and decrease the surplus population. That for comics.
So, what type of style? Tell people what's your style of comedy? What would you call it?
Yeah, I don't know. I've struggled. I've not been able to answer that question in 6.5 years. Should probably just go home and write an answer for it. Because I don't know, because I'm really indecisive. I get really bored of my own material really quickly. And I get really bored of saying it over and over again.
Is that why you do a lot of improv sets? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the one time I saw you do a whole improv set was because some audience member had shouted out Japanese porn.
Oh yeah.
And then you went up and did a whole 10 minutes on about if when they do drop their trousers, it really pixelated.
Yeah. So many questions still unanswered. Yeah, that video is on YouTube. I like that one. That was fun. I have so much more fun doing it though, but I have to remember because sometimes I'll be having fun, and then I'll come sort of like. I'll have a moment where I'll go, hang on a minute, am I the only one having fun? And part of me is like, well, to be honest, that's fine. Like, I'm fine with that. But it can ruin a night for other people, you know. Like,
I think what? I'm having fun. You can sit through this. Come on.
Yeah, 10 minutes of just me laughing at my own stuff and everyone else in the audience be like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, so, I think there's a fine line between... So I tend to write shorter jokes that I can just throw in, just to say to the audience, look, see, I can write a joke. Just to remind you, now can I get back to what I'm having fun doing?
Because I remember for age when I was doing gigs, you had a bit where you had a glass that you would take age to put it down somewhere.
I only did that twice.
You only did it twice?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. No. So the one time where you would put it on a pillar and everyone was like, oh, it's going to fall off.
Yeah.
And the other time you moved the table and the glass...
And it did fall off, and then I stopped doing it. Yeah, that was a moment where I was like, do you know what? I'm probably not going to do that again. But it worked really well the first time I did it. That's what I tend to do. I tend to do something. I was about to say have a drink, but that's what caused you to choke. I think it's funny. What was that?
I don't know what happened.
You just thought it had done.
Oh, I'll keep the whole thing in me, coughing everyone.
Yeah. Have you ever had it where you've gone to speak and I don't know why, but for some reason your voice is like, and it's just like, oh no, I'm permanently stuck like this now.
That just went down the wrong hole.
Yeah.
What were you in the middle of saying before I interrupted you with my choking? The bit working or what?
The glass thing, and then
First time that's happened on this, me choking.
Hey, I have that effect. I don't know how that went from being like sexual to violent real quick in my head there. I don't tend to do. I'll get real bored of bits real quickly, and so I don't know what I was saying. I thought I'd have a go at remembering.
That was me joking, making you forget.
Don't worry about it.
I think it's the bit where I do the great segue. What's your top 3 movies? Went from comedy to that. That's how I do it.
That was smooth.
Do it here.
That was.
I choke, and that's the way we get into the segue.
So, what's your political persuasions? Top 3 movies. Right, okay. Without any thought going into it, is Waking Life, Gone Baby Gone, and no, that's not right. I just looked at Toy Story and was just going to say Toy Story, but it's probably not. It's definitely Waking Life. It's definitely Gone Baby Gone. Probably Good Will Hunting as well. Yeah, but they're also a terrible reflection of the kind of films that I like. So, like, almost every other one on that list is completely different from that.
Because Waking Life, I think that's Richard Linklater. That's the Adam 8, when he did. So he did 2 films like that.
Scanner Darkly.
Scanner Darkly as well.
Yeah, Scanner Darkly is great, but Waking Life is just a fucking... Sorry, I keep on sorry.
That's absolutely fine.
It's just a mind fuck of monologues, and I love it because it's one of the few films where I've watched it and gone, I need to watch that again. Like, straight away. I'm just like, nah, I'm confused. But in a good way, you know. And it's nice because you can, I think you can stop it at any point. You can take any part of that film and watch it as an individual thing.
Yeah.
And it's great. It's got Alex Jones in it playing the devil. What could you watch?
Oh god, yeah.
You know?
It's him with the it's got like a megaphone, is that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just shouting.
He's in the car and he's getting redder and redder as he's like, yeah.
Some underachievers, we're gonna stand up and we're gonna be human beings. We're gonna get fired up about the real things.
That's a great speech as well. Hate what you will about Alex Jones. Like, that speech is incredible.
Yeah, for the only film that
Yeah.
someone's put it in and they've been like, no.
Yeah.
that wasn't a character.
Yeah, no, it's just him. Like, they didn't even write anything for him. It's like, here's a microphone, speak.
I don't know if he's still banned off of YouTube. Alex Jones was banned. Yeah.
Yeah, PayPal banned him as well, didn't
Yeah.
they?
So I don't know what he's on anymore.
I don't know how I feel about that, because part of me is like, yeah, he's a knob, fine. But then the other quite big part of me is like, well, that's kind of a dick move, because it's kind of censoring free speech. And I don't think he was inciting hatred or violence, was
It's
he?
just, he just said a lot of conspiracy theories and really weird shit that people were like, can't allow this on the internet. But everyone started trying to make, there was this weird conspiracy that Alex Jones is actually Bill Hicks. That was the conspiracy for ages, that somehow Bill Hicks never died and it's just a character that he's playing.
Man. What if, like, mathematically it lines up as well? That's amazing. I can see Bill Hicks being like, you don't understand, they're putting things in the water making the frogs gay. And now here's Pete with the weather. It's, that's a great conspiracy theory. That's one of my favourite conspiracy theories. I'm just gonna full on believe that.
Just believe that, yeah.
People think I love conspiracy theories because I think I look like I love conspiracy theories. Like when I wear the bandana and stuff like that. But most of them I hear, I'm just like, are you mental? Like, no, like, and no again.
Because there's always weird ones about the Beatles as well. That they all died or whatever.
All died, yeah. And they replaced them. Also, Avril Lavigne is dead, and they replaced her with her best friend.
Because someone's tried to sort of compare pictures. Together, being like, oh, she looks very different.
It's because she was 30 years younger. It's just like me getting an old picture of myself and me, and like, as you can see, the hair is very different. The nose is just not the same.
I like how we went from waking life to conspiracy theories.
Avril Lavigne. Well, it was conspiracy theories because my second film was Gone Baby Gone, and that is essentially a giant conspiracy theory. And also, I don't know how true this is. I'm not going to bother to fact check it because I love the fact too much. Apparently, that film was due to be released, and then Madeleine McCann went missing, and so they couldn't release it for a little bit.
Don't know about that. I don't think I've heard that one, but that does sound like that would be true. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's so similar to like
Because at the beginning it's like him going and finding someone. Yeah, that guy in that room and just.
Yeah, it's so much like it. Like weirdly, last night at the gig I did, like there was like I haven't heard a Madeleine McCann joke in ages, and there were like two in the first like two acts, and I was like,
someone's bringing them back.
Yeah, I mean I'm fine with that. You know, she's not gonna come back, is she? So bring the jokes back. Yeah. Sometimes I'll say things and I immediately regret them. Other times it takes a day or two.
Too soon.
Yeah. What is it? I haven't heard too soon in a long time. Somebody made a joke about, was it Genghis Khan? Somebody shouted out too soon. And it really tickled me. Like, it just got me. And then the third one is, like I said, Good Will Hunting favourite. Like, that could quite easily be number one, actually, because I think that's a phenomenal film. And obviously, R.I.P. Robin Williams. I'm a massive fan of Robin Williams, but the amount of times I have to check myself to make sure I'm not saying Robbie Williams instead.
I think I can't. Oh, I don't know what it was, but I know there was something where he died and a celebrity did by mistake.
I really.
And when George Michael died, another celebrity put out R.I.P. Boy George.
Oh yeah. I just completely forgot George Michael's dead for a second.
Yeah, just people putting out stuff like that.
I love that. Or like when what was the thing with Samuel L. Jackson and Morgan? Was it Samuel L. Jackson and Lawrence Fishburne, or Samuel L. Jackson and Morgan Freeman, or someone like that?
Did someone get them mixed?
Yeah, but like they were asking Samuel L. Jackson about something that like Lawrence Fishburne was doing or something.
Working for Marvel, the Super Bowl commercial. Did you get a lot of reaction to that Super Bowl commercial?
What Super Bowl commercial?
Oh. You know what? I've admit my mistake. You know
See what? See, you're as crazy as the people on Twitter.
Right.
I'm not Lawrence Fishburne.
That's my fault. I know that. That was my fault. My mistake. You know what?
We don't all look alike.
Have you seen the one with the guy that goes onto the BBC News? He's just there for like a job interview or something.
The Apple.
Yeah.
Isn't the music, and he's like, there's people going into the internet cafes, downloading music.
It's like, what your opinion? He's like,
Cuny is the editor of the technology website News Wireless. Hello, good morning to you.
it's fine.
Yeah, he'd just been waiting in reception.
Yeah.
And when the camera first goes to him, you just see straight away. They
clocked.
say, "Oh, we're here this morning with," and then he realised, look straight at the camera.
That's like, that's kind of my dream.
Not just to get put on the
Yeah.
news by mistake.
Yeah, and just have to like wing it and just because I would honestly. Would you just be like, look, you've made a mistake?
Yeah,
Luke.
If I was there,
You wouldn't.
I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't say. I'd just be like, all right, let's do this.
Yeah, let's give it a go. Like, have a stab at it. What are your favourite three movies?
Favorite three.
Let's switch it around.
Yeah. Akira, Old Boy,
Oh,
and it goes between Shaun of the Dead and the SpongeBob SquarePants movie.
yeah, okay.
Or it's weird. My number three always switching because it can be Wallace and Gromit: Curse of the Were Rabbit as well.
Oh, okay, that's a great one as well. Yeah. Which one is? Oh no, I watched Shaun of the Sheep recently.
Did I say Shaun the Sheep?
No,
So
you said Wallace and Gromit. Yeah.
And did I say Shaun the Sheep instead of Shaun of the Dead? I don't know what I said now.
Oh, that's why I thought of Shaun of the Sheep.
I have been watching. That's the one show that my girlfriend and I, we have a show before we go to sleep, and it's Shaun the Sheep at the moment.
So
Pingu or Shaun the
good.
Sheep.
It's so
And
sweet.
Shaun the Sheep. But the movie is.
I really enjoyed the movie where he went and into the big city to rescue the farmer that had come up.
Because the caravan, they lose the caravan, the
Yeah.
wheel, and it gets into the city somehow.
I was struggling to follow a bit of it for a second, and I thought, hang on a minute, what's going on here? Like, is my brain capacity just like, or is this more confusing than it should be? But I'll tell you what, another one that I didn't mention that is one of my favourite animated films is, I'm pointing, Emperor's New Groove.
That's good. The only good film that David Spade is where he's voiced a character in that. All the other stuff that.
How many other ones has he done?
Oh, he did all the terrible Adam Sandler films like Grown Ups and that.
Yeah,
And he's not that great in other comedies that he does, and he just joins Adam Sandler for every single movie.
Adam Sandler seems to have this crew of people that refuse to tell him he's not funny anymore. And I don't understand why. They're not good friends. What a horrible friend. Sure, we'll let you make Pixel. I haven't seen Pixel.
Oh, I saw that in the cinema, and
why?
I was like, I'll give it a chance.
Do you have a movies card?
Yeah, I've got an unlimited card, so that's
Okay,
one of the things
yeah.
I was like. And I remember sitting there for it. And I was like, this is horrible because it was done by I don't know if it was done by one of the guys that did Home Alone. It was done by the director of Home Alone,
Great.
I think, and then he went on to make Pixels. And there was all these articles coming out saying, "Oh, it's going to be a good film. It's got some really good ideas to it, and the cast might be good. It might be Adam Sandler returning back to make something good." It wasn't. It's
not.
It's horrible.
But I think he's made some quite good films, Adam Sandler.
I think the only ones that I like of his are Punch Drunk Love.
Haven't seen it.
That's Funny People,
Funny People's good.
and The Wedding Singer is
Wedding
still.
Singer's great.
And I do sort of like Big Daddy.
Big Daddy's alright.
It's not amazing, but it's one that's passable. It's not terrible. And Little Nicky is.
Oh
it's
yeah,
ba-
Little Nicky was quite
it's
funny.
Sort
yeah,
of bad
yeah.
now, but it's still.
Waterboy was a bit
Yeah.
similar to that. Like, it was quite funny. It had like funny bits.
And Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore, yeah, again like that. I watched 50 First Dates recently.
That one's one that's
It's not
passable.
terrible. Yeah, it's not terrible. I want you to get over the fact that, like, I don't know, the concept of it is ridiculous. You know, like, he's a walrus trainer in Hawaii,
Oh yeah, that's the.
and she loses her memory every time she goes to sleep, or just like at 24 hours.
Yeah, I think it was that. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
just
then
24
Let's
hours.
do 50. Yeah.
So she could be awake, theoretically, and just have it go. Like mid-sentence, she could just be like, "Oh yeah, really love spending time with you, Adam, and who the fuck's Adam? Who are you?" Like,
Yeah, that's one that I haven't seen. I remember seeing that in the cinema, and I think that's the only time I've ever seen.
yeah, it's not. I mean, yeah,
Yes,
ironically forgettable. But if you could have a superpower, this is a bit of a cliche question, but if you could have a superpower, which one would you have?
maybe time travel.
Mm,
I think
that's
that's
fun. Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah. I mean, if you could guarantee time travel with no like fuckery, like no butterfly
If
effect.
you tread on something, that's going to
Yeah,
change.
and your nan becomes your mum or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, I don't want that. But time travel would be awesome. Would you rather go back in time or forward in time, though?
I think both. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, back just to see some certain things, but
Yeah.
forward.
I'd like to go back in like ethereal form where like no one could see me, but I could just observe. But forward, I'd want to be able to be like a tangible thing that could touch things. Back, I just want to watch. I just want to. Basically, what it is I just want to know deep down when I was having conversations with people that I was right. Do you know what I mean? Like if I'd never reveal I was a time traveller, but I'd just be like talking about the building of the pyramids or Stonehenge, and I'd just be like, yeah, I just think they used magnetic energy that was available to them at the time that is in a diminished form that we don't have access to now. And like they're like, nah, I don't think it was, and I'm like.
I'm gonna do another good segue now. Television. Do you watch much? What's your favourite TV shows?
Coughed to cover your segue. So favourite TV shows. Okay. It's probably easy to see what I haven't seen. Because I haven't seen like Breaking Bad or Game of Thrones or the other like big ones like The Wire or so I watched the first season of True Detective. That was amazing. Sons of Anarchy I loved. That's about all the serious ones I've seen. Then like Arrested Development, Always Sunny in Philadelphia. The Good Place, I'm loving at the minute. That was a bit of a slow burner, but that's.
I need to because I'm about 4 episodes into the first season.
Yeah.
And then I gave up on it, and then everyone's like, "Oh, you got to watch.
I understand.
Got to carry on watching it."
I understand why you gave up on it. I would have if I didn't have someone with me. Like, you know when like neither of you have seen a show, but you team up together and you're like, we are going to get through this.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be alright, babe. We're going to do it.
That's the thing. Even with my girlfriend was like, I don't want to watch any more of this with The Good Place.
Do you know what? It's what I get it. I totally get it. Like it was. And do you know what as well? When people like Parks and Recs is a show I've never seen because I tried to watch it in the first series. It's just so bad for me. Like I was like, what is this trash? And then everyone that loved it was like, oh no, stick with it. Like it's a completely different show after the first series. They changed it completely. And I'm like, well, why the fuck have I got to watch the first series?
Yeah, that's
then?
the thing that's always bothers me about when people say, oh yeah, watch this. No, watch this. You got to get through the first season. It's like, the first season should be good.
Should be the best.
For me to carry on watching that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I shouldn't have to sit through 13 episodes, whatever it is, then be like, I'm on the second season now.
Yeah.
It's like,
Time to invest some more time.
Because then I'm not going to like the characters or whatever.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Exactly. I totally agree. Plus, as well, it's kind of like a con, because of course I'm going to be more invested in the show if I watch 13 episodes of it. Of course I'm going to like it a bit more than if I haven't done that. Like, no, obviously. I tell you what is a good show that I did stick with. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. That's an example of the first series being not that good. But
yeah, no, but I think
Danny DeVito.
First episode is good. I think the first episode is when they try and make the bar into a gay bar.
The first episode is like a perfect display.
And there is some episodes where you're a bit like, this isn't great.
Yeah.
But then when you sit through it and get further in.
But it was never bad.
No, there's never anything where you're like, this is... I think the only one episode I don't like is when Dee does stand-up. And I forgot what the episode is.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was called No, that's not the Gang Broke Dee.
Is that the one where she starts getting quite successful at it?
Yeah.
She gets like really self-deprecating.
They've all just like...
Yeah.
And then she's like, talk about robots and stuff on stage and...
Yeah, later on when she gets really confident.
Yeah,
I remember, yeah. Yeah, it's a weaker episode, but I think it's...
But yeah, it's not
the best episode is still Charlie working my opinion. And that I think got voted like best episode by fans until like a recent one in the latest series. I think maybe beat it, but I can't remember which one it was. But Charlie, I want to be friends with Charlie, but at the same time, I would worry for my own health and safety. just being lulled into sniffing glue or something like that.
I always find it weird when I see him in other films. 'Cause
Yeah.
he was in Pacific Rim. I don't know if you saw
I
that.
hated that film so much.
Yeah, I really like I like the first one.
I just...
And then the second one, they make him into a villain.
Oh no, Charlie can't be a villain.
It's really weird.
But what kind of villain would that be? How could
Because
you take
all I
that
can think
serious?
is when he starts doing this really like mad speech in Pacific Rim about him turning into a villain, all I can remember, and I keep thinking back when I was watching the film, I was like, this just reminds me when he gets the braces, and, he's drooling everywhere. He starts trying to talk to them. I was like, it's just that.
That is the problem with some actors, isn't it? They're just like, you look at them and you're like, no, that is this person. Like, I can't get over the fact that is this person.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I could see Danny DeVito in any new films and be like, what's Frank doing? Like, why have they let him out?
Yeah, I can't think of if he has been in anything. I know he's doing Triplets, the sequel to Twins, but Eddie Murphy is playing the
That's amazing. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Danny DeVito, and Eddie Murphy.
So I don't know how it's going to be.
Makes sense. Gee, that must have been fun to like cast that or write that and just be like, right, we've got a giant bodybuilding man, we've got a very tiny man. What can we think of that would be the most? How about a black man? I like where you're going. I like your thoughts.
It's just going to be really because Eddie Murphy. I don't. Some of the films he does now.
Yeah.
What's
What's he been in recently? Obviously Shrek.
And I can't think of anything else.
I can't think of anything.
He sort of disappeared. Disappeared for a bit.
Did he try and make a comeback to stand up? Or
I don't think so.
no.
I don't.
Chris Rock did, obviously, with Tambourine.
Yeah.
I quite enjoyed Tambourine, actually.
I was someone that really did. I don't like the closing joke of it, where it's like, oh, my picture on Tinder is me naked with a tambourine.
Oh, yeah.
It's quite a weak sort of
Yeah.
closing joke. And I know By Burnham did direct that one.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's it's definitely not as strong as
No,
special.
definitely.
And it's
not.
still, I mean, it comes across at times a little bit like worries me, feel bad for me. But you're telling us you cheated on your partner multiple times. Why would it feel bad for you?
Yeah,
Chris?
that's the thing.
So you have what? But he also addresses that a little bit, innit? It was, obviously fine to hate me. No, not fine to hate me. I've been for an awkward gig, but he's good. I like Chris Rock. I got a lot of time for him. I didn't watch the new Adam Sandler special.
Oh, I heard.
I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I heard very bad things about that.
Ray Romano's got a new.
Oh yeah,
comedy
I know
special.
he apparently goes from one club to the other.
Oh, okay.
But apparently people, I haven't watched it, but on Reddit I follow like the stand-up comedy thing. So there's a lot of people there saying it was actually quite enjoyable. It's a lot more of him apparently talking about him with his kids and stuff.
Oh,
But,
okay.
Ray Romano's actually been pretty good in some films recently.
Has he really?
He's doing what? Did you see The Big Sick?
Oh, no, I didn't, but I wanted to.
He was the dad in that,
Yeah.
and it was more of a serious role, but he was really good.
I'd like
that's
to
worth
see
that's
that,
worth checking
yeah.
out. Yeah.
Did you like Everybody Loves Raymond?
Some of it.
That's
Some of it, but now when you watch it, you're like, this hasn't dated well.
No, no, not at all. But I thought it was alright. Like, I tried to watch
It used to just be on
TV.
TV. I think it was on Channel 4 a lot.
Yeah, it was.
And it used to sometimes be on in the morning. For some reason they used to show like episodes at 8 AM.
Yeah.
And it used to be like, oh,
Perfect
I'll
morning.
watch. Yeah.
I tried to watch The Goldbergs recently. And I was like,
how is that?
it's fucking awful. It may have just
Really?
been the episode that I watched, but
Oh, the reason I was going to give it a go is because they recently did a Halloween episode.
Yeah.
And they got Freddy Krueger in the episode. They had Robert Englund come back as
that's cool.
Freddy Krueger.
Okay.
But when I look at it, I'm just like, this doesn't look like a show I'm gonna enjoy.
It's just felt like such non-TV, like just vanilla as.
I'm the same with Modern Family. I
want to try that. I've never really given that.
It feels
feels
a
like
weird one because they've got, I don't know what the camera guys are doing, but most of the whole thing is someone will be talking and they just zoom in on their face really quickly, but it's really weird camera works and they just zoom out again. I'm like, oh, this is a bit much. I don't know what it's like. Like they're on a plane, somehow there's turbulence happening when they're filming.
Oh,
so
shit!
So yeah.
Are they trying to do like an office thing? Like...
I think it's almost like that because it's a really weird format. Sometimes they act like the cameras aren't there, but then later on they're talking to the camera. So it's
that's weird
dynamic for the whole show.
That's weird. I like The Office though. I saw The Office recently. Never seen it before. American one, not the English one. I thought that was brilliant. I don't like Steve Carell that much.
But he is good in.
Yeah,
in that.
yeah. I think he's okay. It's like with Will Ferrell. I think Will Ferrell. People bang on about how good Will Ferrell is.
Oh, Will Ferrell to me is just. It's him and Vince Vaughn almost had the same thing at one point where they would they'd be in a movie, but the only way they would get their comedy across is I'll shout as loud as possible, and that's the way people would be like, yeah, that's a brilliant joke. And now Vince Vaughn has been like, I'm gonna go and do some more drama stuff now and tone it down a bit. I'm not gonna scream in people's faces. But then you look at Will Ferrell now, and did the whole Sherlock and Holmes film, which I didn't go and see because of so many people being like, we walked out.
Really?
Like, I do go and see so many bad movies at cinema, but I was like, that's one that I just.
You love him.
Can't do. Yeah, I couldn't do that one to myself because it did just look like it was just John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell just screaming for the whole film, and that was how they were going to get their comedy across.
See, I liked Step Brothers actually. Funnily,
I tried to watch Step Brothers again recently, and I
Yeah.
really hated it this
Really?
time around. I don't know why, but there's so many people
Interesting,
like
yeah.
that I used to work with that they would quote it all the time to each other,
Yeah.
and they loved it. And I think there is some good little like bits in there, like the really stupid bits where a new neighbour moves in and they start dressing up as Ku Klux Klan members,
Yeah.
to try and get them off the neighbourhood. But yeah, just I can't get past the opening because it's just man children. I know that's the whole joke of the film, but
It is pretty much, man.
yeah.
Yeah. I know what you mean. There is a level of, to be honest with you, so I've started watching Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, and I'm enjoying it. But the only thing I'm struggling to get over is just how childish a lot of the actors are in it. Like, not the actors, but the characters are. Like, I'm a little bit like, it's like not jumping the shark, but you've put the ramp up. Do you know what I mean? At any point, I feel like this could just like go into stupidity, and I'm not going to enjoy it. It's a fine line, and Will Ferrell is the exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like exactly what you're saying.
he was good in Eastbound and Down. I don't know if you saw him in.
So, do you know what the weird thing about Eastbound and Down is? I've never seen it, but I've seen every single blooper.
Oh, that's the thing with me. I remember watching it, but I hadn't watched it on my computer or anything. I bought it was when I was in university. I bought the DVDs and watched it, and there was something that's my computer was like, oh, "What do you want to watch this blooper reel?" It's like the recommended one. It's just him for ages trying to get in their face,
and he's like, big old purple plums or whatever it is. Like, I can't remember what he's saying.
they try not.
Craig
to
Ross was just there, like creasing up. I love him. He makes me so happy. But it's Will Ferrell, like Anchorman. I just always thought, what is this over? Why does everyone fucking love this film?
I went and saw the second one. I remember when I went and saw it. When I was in university, I would just go to the cinema really late in the morning or whatever.
Yeah,
And
nice.
I would get there, and there was about 2 other people in the cinema, and I'm watching this film, and no one's laughing on Anchorman 2, and I was like, "This is why have they made this sequel?" And it was just him again, just shouting even more, just going over the top.
And Steve Carell in that film is
That's him shouting as well, yeah. In the first
stupid.
film, it's just the "I love lamp" that he shouts, and everyone would quote that, and it's like that's not even a funny line.
It's not a quote. It's not even a correct grammatical sentence. Like, at the very least, and I'm no way to criticise someone's grammar, but fucking hell.
And there was a point where metal bands would have, when Steve Carell shouts loud noises, they would put it in their songs before they would have like a really heavy bit in there.
Yeah.
And it would just got fed up of hearing it.
Like, what? Great, well done. Like, congratulations. You've learned how to sample things. Like, do you know what I thought? Jim Carrey did it really well in his earlier films.
Yeah, if you Liar Liar is, I think that's
Liar Liar, Me, Myself and Irene, Dumb and Dumber.
not Dumb and Dumber 2 though.
Which one? Dumb and Dumber 2 or Dumb and Dumberer?
Oh, not that. No, Dumb and Dumber 2, the one that was Jim Carrey.
Yeah,
that was.
Yeah. Although not as bad as Dumb and Dumberer.
Yeah,
which was
Shia LaBeouf in that one.
Have you heard Shia LaBeouf rap? Oh, he's quite exceptional.
Oh, no, it is him. Yeah, it's the weird video that came out, and it was like them all. That's the one I just know.
Oh, I don't know for that.
There's a video that came out. It was about 2 years ago. There was the crowd around him, and it's just them doing like battle rap.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it? That's amazing.
It was the really weird point where Shia LaBeouf was just releasing every single thing online, doing that art project that he did.
He's such a strange bloke. Like, again, I really want to meet him just to be like, what's going on in there?
And did you ever see when Shia LaBeouf did a whole New York in cinema in New York? He marathoned every single about 12 of his movies. and just sat in there, but there was a camera set up
On him.
just him the whole time.
Yeah. That's like, honestly.
And there's one point where he fell asleep, and it was just the best because it was just a Twitter feed of just he's now watching this film. Here's a reaction to this.
That's so good. I'd love to be in a position at one point where I had like say like 4 or 5 comedy specials and I could just like sit there and watch them. It's just the most self-indulgent thing, and he had to have known that. Like there has to. Like I don't know how can somebody have done that and not have a sense of humour about it. Like that's why I think modern art. Right? I think modern art could be the greatest joke anyone has ever thought of. Like there was a recent one where a modern art person, I don't know what you call them, a modern artist. That
Yeah, I don't know really what it
sounds
what
weird.
it is anymore.
Set up speakers somewhere in a desert. Did you hear about this? I can't remember where it was. It was in Africa somewhere, but that's a large continent. There's a desert somewhere, and they just set up some speakers and a solar panel, so it gives power to the speaker system, and an iPod or an MP3 player, and so Toto Africa plays on repeat for what they think will be the rest of time, just in this place somewhere in Africa.
Oh Jesus!
That has to be the best joke that you could like. Nobody can expect, like, I've done this very serious piece. It's Africa by Taylor being played somewhere in Africa forever. It's like, you have to have the best sense of humour in the world to go. Like, there's a guy, Rothko, he's a modern art person. And pretty much all of his pictures are just like a square of shade of orange. And then like a square of brown. Or like a slightly different orange. And I went into the Tate Modern and there's a whole room set up for him. And it's like the lighting. He sets up this whole room and the lighting has to be a certain way and things like that. And you start to feel yourself like getting into it. You're like, yeah, actually, yeah, I do feel like I'm staring at my own soul if it was made of orange. And then you have a moment where you're like, oh no, I am just being a pretentious twat. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Yeah.
When I went to Amsterdam, I went to some of the galleries there.
Yeah.
I remember sitting in a room, and there was just a video that apparently this was classed as art of 20 people trying to get in a really small car with just a still camera, and then they would try and drive it away at the end. There's like kids just come along getting in the back of the car. People have to try to squash all in.
I love it.
And yeah, apparently that was
That's an art piece.
that's it.
It represents overpopulation. I think half the fun must be like, I reckon, I don't know the way that they must, like, I presume they come up with an idea and then they make the piece, right? But surely a much more fun way of doing it would just be like throw some shit on the floor and then we're like, okay, what does it represent? Well, and then just come up with a backstory.
Because when my girlfriend and we were in Amsterdam, we're just looking at this bit with these people getting into this car, and we're both laughing at it. But there's people that have come in and they're like, yes, this stands for something. Them all getting in the car together, 20 people in this really small car. And it's like, no, it's just that's all it is. People getting into a car.
Literally all it is, yeah. And it's so like, have you ever met art students?
When I was in university, some
Yeah.
people would come into the class and they would be like, "Oh, I'm doing this exhibition today. If you want to come along and have a look at it."
Oh, so much fun! So much fun. Like the ones that get paid a lot of money or something, but the ones that don't get paid a lot of money, like the students and stuff like that. You know, when you go to comedy night, open mic comedy nights, and like you see someone that's decided just to do something a bit different, experimental, and it's crazy, and you're like, I think I love this. Like, so you just have like art exhibition where people have just got their camera phone and they're like filming from weird angles, and it's just like, it's not art, mate. Like,
segue now, again, music. What music you into? There you go. That's how working.
They're getting better. Like, as the podcast goes on, they'll be smooth. By the end of it, we'll be like, so yeah, you know. I can't even fake a good segue. Like, what did you say? Music.
Yeah.
Oh man. So my music taste is pretty weird actually, because so I grew up on like classic pub jukebox rock, like but never their albums, just like compilation CDs and vinyls and stuff like that. So like maybe a few, like Clapton and Eagles would get like a full play on the albums. Because basically my music was essentially controlled by what my parents listened to for a long time, which I didn't mind because I liked it. Like I like Guns N' Roses, I like Joe Satriani and people like that. And so then when for some reason I got to like whatever age I got to, I don't know, 16 I guess, and I was just like, I'm gonna listen to all of the hip hop. Just gonna go in the complete opposite direction to like what I've been listening to. So then I got really into hip hop, and like I guess bands like Linkin Park and Fort Minor and people like that. You know, rap like rock, but with a rapper, Limp Bizkit, I guess.
Yeah.
For a bit as well. And now predominantly hip hop I listen to. Just so I can be angry at mainstream hip hop. I really enjoy being furious at the fact that what confused me is like back in the day there were loads of really good rappers like Big L, Big Pun, Notorious B.I.G. And now we have terrible rappers. They're all called Lil something. Like Lil Uzi Vert.
Oh, I think he's changed. The really weird thing is someone recently was like, Lil Uzi Vert, whatever.
I fucking hate that
Whatever
name
it
so
was.
much. It makes me angry. It's like
I
Anne
think it was
Hathaway's
him
face.
or one of them. They changed their style completely. There was this really weird mumbling. Then all of a sudden they made a new song and they were like, I'm really angry now. I'm not mumbling anymore. And they started trying to rap and everyone was like, what's happened here? Like all of a sudden gone from mumbling and to trying to sound.
Are they any good? Or
No, it was still just them trying to. They did a freestyle video as well, and it was trash. Like, the whole thing.
Did you see? Was it Migos that did it? I think it was Migos. I'm not 100% sure. Did like this freestyle on Sway where he was like young and dropped freestyle. Put on like DJ Wonder throw on a beat and Wonder puts on a beat, and it's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Like it's them to go yeah, and then this one will be like hey, and then the third one will be like Gucci. It's just like it's such trash. And that's the thing, it's like, I think the equivalent of modern art, like they have to be taking the piss. There is no way that some of these songs that come out are serious in any way. Like, what was that? Was it called? No, it wasn't called Pony. It was called like, I'm sure it was named after an animal. Pony's a great song. My pony.
Yeah, by Genuine.
Yeah, he went on to Celebrity Big Brother at one point, and I was like, I don't care if he wins, it's fucking Genuine. Like, that's amazing. That's like the only song he released, but what a song! So I'm really into hip hop now, and I really like trying to find really good rappers that aren't known necessarily, like haven't got to the top, because most of the ones at the top now I just think are trash. Like they don't try hard.
Yeah.
And I like rappers that try hard because I really like poetry. I used to write a lot of poetry when I was younger. I still write some now. And I think hip hop is such a diverse genre. Like people are always saying things about how it does this or it does that, or they just talk about this or just talk about that, and those people just haven't explored the genre because there's so much. Like there's like political hip hop, and there's like gangster hip hop, which is just as funny, and like conscious hip hop, and then there's comedy, there's funny hip hop. You know, I could just listen.
What sort of new artists is it?
I really like. There's a guy Chris Webby. He's been around for a little while, but he's quite new. He's really good. There's a guy Topaz Jones. He's really good. Dylan Cooper. He's coming up really good. Mad Squabbles. I really like their names as well. I really like some of my favourite hip hop. Some of my favourite rappers have the most ridiculous names. Like there's a guy I really like called Kung Fu Vampire.
Okay.
What a ridiculous name.
Yeah, that is.
And he's super technical and like really horrorcore and raps about these horrible things. And I'm like, you can't call yourself Kung Fu Vampire and then talk about like defiling a corpse. Like it's just it's ridiculous. I mean, I guess vampires do that, but still, you know. So the new ones I like them, those kind of people. And then older people like Tech Nine and Tupac and
Tech Nine did a song with I don't know. There's this white rapper that's everyone was like, "Oh, he's the next Eminem," and Tech9 did a song with him recently.
Token.
I can't remember. Yeah,
Was it called YouTube Rappers? The song was called.
No, Tech9 did a song. I can't remember the guy's name, but they're in like a trailer for the music video, and Tech9 was really good.
Yeah, could well be Token, because everyone's been talking about him being the next Eminem.
Yeah.
Which is a weird thing to aspire to, because what you're essentially saying is, I want to be someone that uses horrible slurs, talks about beating up their wife a lot, gets addicted to drugs, and then comes back and is an awful rapper for a long time, and will never reach the peaks of their early career. It's not really something you should aspire to. Eminem is brilliant though. I stand by that. Like, I think he's phenomenal.
He produced a film called Bodied.
I want to see it.
It's really good.
Is it? Yeah.
It was like my favourite film from last year.
Is it really? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. I think Eminem is one of these people that if he'd have turned his hand to anything, he would have been that. Like that would have been his thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think he could have been a comedian quite easily. I think he's so funny.
Yeah, because you've got one thing that is, I don't think it's a Slim Shady. I think the Slim Shady show had a load of skits on it.
Yeah.
As well, and it's just
Paul Rosenberg skits.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah, and the songs are really funny as well. That's another reason why I like hip hop. They're punchlines. They have punchlines and like actual formed jokes. You don't get that in many genres.
Because when I was listening to Charles Gambino, there's some of his songs where when I'm listening to them, and you get further into them, you can realise that he's connecting all these stuff like, really well just for you to get the
Yeah, it's nice. It's really nice, and he puts so much effort into his music videos as well and things like that. Are really like he's not a typical rapper. I don't think. I think he's a new age rapper that is doing new things that are interesting.
Yeah.
You know, rather than like the new. Just there aren't that many.
Have you listened to Vince Staples?
No.
Vince Staples, he's really good. He's like 24, but his stuff, and on one of his newest albums, he has these silly skits and stuff on there. But it's really good.
Good.
His stuff is a bit different, and he does have Kendrick Lamar feature on one of his albums. But you do not like Kendrick?
He's alright. He's okay. I don't mind him, but there are a lot of songs I just think he just sounds like an average Q-tip. I'm just like, I've heard better. Like, you know, I think I don't like to admit to myself that I do, but I do think I get put off when people are so overhyped. Or like people are so obsessed with things. That's one of the reasons why I haven't watched Breaking Bad for ages. And I'm like, oh no, I don't want to get disappointed.
Yeah.
Like I don't want. Everyone's told me it's so good, and I'm like, I know what's gonna happen. I'll watch it, and it won't be as good. It'll still be really good, but I'll be there like, it's alright, but it's, you know, it's no Gone Baby Gone. You know, it's just that ridiculous expectation that it's never gonna be.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. Dangerous. I did a film I watched recently that I really enjoyed. One Night with Beverly something.
I know. I saw the director's last film, The Greasy Strangler.
Okay, sounds great. I haven't seen it.
It's odd, but yeah. No, I saw it go out to Netflix. I need to watch that.
Super weird, but in a like, I haven't cried with laughter at a film in a long time, and there was just one moment in that film that made me cry with laughter, where I had to pause the film and be like, I can't carry on. I need a moment to have enjoyed this, and it's such a non-moment as well. Like it's just someone just screams. Like that's all it is, and I just lost it. Like
no, that's the thing with The Greasy Strangler. The director just does really odd stuff, and there's like a whole scene where these people are on this walking tour. And they were like, we were told we get free drinks, and there's just an argument about them getting free drinks for ages. But it just carries on. It's like a 5-minute scene. Like, I wouldn't say there's anything else. But
it's so good. I love that. I didn't know. So that makes a lot of sense now that you've said that, based on what I've seen him. So what other films has he done?
That's the only one I know.
Do you know what it felt like? It felt like a film taking the piss out of every other film, but also intention, like it had like an airplane Naked Gun kind of feel to it. Do you know what I mean? Like there's one scene where the music in the background is getting really loud, and then he just at one point just turns to a tape player and turns it off.
Okay, I need to watch that. That sounds great.
Yeah, just like it's full of stupid stuff like that. It's just really nice. Like I really enjoy seeing something that is like self-aware of how ridiculous it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, what's the worst film you've ever seen? I think I've asked you this before.
I always say Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Really?
Yeah, Paul Blart or 2. Paul Blart Mall Cop 2.
I didn't hate it. But...
Or it's either the Sex and the City films.
Oh, I haven't seen them.
Sex and the City 1 and 2, just those combined, because they are... I remember seeing the second one in the cinema, and it was horrible.
Really?
It was a bad decision.
But you enjoyed the TV show, didn't you?
I enjoyed the Sex and the City TV show, and then
ain't nothing wrong with that. I used to watch
then I watched the film, and I was like, this isn't the same characters. They make them really unlikable.
Yeah.
They give them you can tell it's people that had done some writing on the show, but they were like, let's make them a bit different for the movies.
Oh, no.
It's like, this isn't the same people. They're really unlikable, and
yeah, that was the whole point of them, is that their lives were kind of falling apart on the show.
Yeah.
But like you wanted them to do well. Like you know, you wanted them, except for one of them. I can never remember which one it is. The blonde one. I didn't like her. She made me angry.
I think the episode I always remember is, I think it's Carrie gets in a relationship with a guy who wants to have her piss on him.
Yeah.
And it's like a whole episode where she's got to try and make the decision. I don't know why that's one episode that always stayed in my mind, but it just is. And she's like, has to go and speak to people about, oh, is this alright to do? Should I piss on him? Should I not?
Ultimately, it would be her decision, you know. At the end of the day, like, you know, he's obviously fine with it. So that's a weird thing for me, that there are people out there, right? There's a comic that's got a bit about it. Anthony Jeselnik has a bit about it, but it's not one. His bit is something like, my girlfriend asked me to pee on her, and I was weirded out at first, but it turns out it's my thing. And then she gets mad at me like it's my fault she talks in her sleep. Or something like that. Like, I can't remember the exact joke. But I was like, who was the first person to discover that they liked that? Because presumably that's quite a it's a deprecating act. Like it's an act that you would think would be done to like to make someone feel shitty, right? Yeah.
But no, this is somehow that's...
So what's I'm saying? Like,
pleasure out of it somehow.
Yeah, like with the old torture racks here, where they used to do that. Presumably at one point there was someone that was like, "Oh, I am loving this."
They're just about to die in the half. Oh no, I found my kink.
Harder. But like, you know, they're pretending that they're hating it, so they're like, "Oh no, please stop! I'll tell you." It's just, like the torture was like, they would have definitely given me all the information by now. Like, this is weird. This was the first person. There must have been a first person to do everything. Yeah. I love thinking about that kind of stuff. Like the first person that invented the door must have been really unsociable. Like, everyone was just there with their houses with no doors. And then one guy, someone was like, "Fuck off."
Yeah, somehow someone find out that slamming a door was something of anger.
Yeah, exactly. The first person to do it, and the other people are like, "That felt rude. Did that feel rude? I feel like that's rude. Let's make that a rude thing." Or the phone, slamming down the phone, like, yeah. Alexander
You hung up on me. What does that mean?
Yeah, exactly. I wasn't finished. Oh, that's something about movies I always find weird, right? American movies where they're just like, yeah, so like, that's great. So yeah, Chad said to me, it was a lovely time and we had fun. And then they'll just go off the phone. I'm saying goodbye. Like, what?
It was always, in the old films where they had like the flip phone.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they just quickly just end the call and it's like,
yeah,
that wasn't it.
How rude. Like, why didn't no one ever ring back and be like, I think we lost connection. Oh no, you just hung up on me. Alright, okay, yeah, sorry, I didn't realise you were a dickhead. Like, just little things in movies. That's why I like that Beverly thing, and like what you were saying about them having an argument about in the other one. Like, I think stuff like that should happen in films. Like, there should be a moment where they're about to leave to go somewhere and someone should be like, oh, hang on, I just need a toilet. Like, you know.
Yeah, because the first film that ever had a flushing toilet on the screen. You see people going to toilets in films, but you never...
Yeah.
The first film was Psycho.
Was
They
it
actually
really?
shot of a flushing toilet.
And it is
The
literally...
first film to have, a flushing toilet.
Oh, a nice little fact. It was an Alfred Hitchcock film, Psycho,
Yeah,
isn't it? Do you think he was like...
Oh, no one's done this before.
Yeah. Yeah. What a pointless thing! Like,
come on, everybody, get the camera crew in.
Get the right flush.
How many takes of that?
Yeah.
You got to wait for the water to fill back up before wishing this again.
Wait for the sound to like die down. I just think that there are probably like a list of number of things that that no one's ever done. You know, when you do things, you're like, I'm not going to be the first person to have done this. Like, but there must be some things that, like,
Yeah.
I am the first person to have done this. I've had when you shuffle a deck of cards and when you scramble a Rubik's Cube, the chances are that when you scramble them, the order that it's in has never been in that order before in the history of the world. But I think there must be bigger things that no one's ever done. You know, like has anyone ever used a bin bag as a parachute and jumped out a window?
Well, you could try that.
Yeah, I mean, like a low window. I just thought about that at school. I used to tie like toys to bins and bags and stuff like that and throw them out windows. It never worked.
It was used to annoy me in films where people would jump off really, really high cliffs into the water.
Oh yeah,
And
because
I'd
you
be
died.
Absolutely fine. Haven't
Yeah.
broken anything.
Yeah,
I knew how deep this water was going to be.
Yeah, I've managed to swim to the surface despite the fact that I would be plummeted very deep down. The difference in temperature has not affected me at all. Yeah, no, It's like I found out recently that if you're in a plane crash, if you're piloting a plane, so already we've achieved a lot in life. I think if we're flying a plane, you should aim not for water, you should aim for land, which sounds so counterproductive.
Yeah.
But apparently, if you aim for the water, you're much more likely to die.
What?
As if you
From it
just from it plummeting into water, you not being able to get the plane, you're probably going to drown. If not, it's the temperature of the water's going to freeze you or make you get hypothermia or whatever. Whereas if you hit land, you've really only got to survive the crash. You know, which obviously there's a guy that does like it's not going to happen. There's a guy that does things, and they're videos of how to survive very extreme situations. One of them he does is like how to survive falling from a plane without a parachute. And he talks really fast and he's like, okay, so you've got about 30 seconds before you hit the ground. You're going to die. But we can do certain things that make it... He's like, try and grab onto any debris that's around you. Cut up your legs. You're about to be in extreme pain. So don't aim for water. You will die. Aim for trees. You might survive, but you will break your legs and back.
Oh, God, yeah.
It's, so just to be prepared for these things, you know.
I put a new battery in. I'll just tell people that just like if you think, the camera moves
slightly, there will be at least one person sitting there going, that's it. But, yeah.
So you were talking. Plane crash was the last thing we were on.
We got into that, yeah.
How I normally end these. I ask people to recommend things to people, so it can be a movie, a book, computer game, anything.
Yeah.
Didn't ask you about computer games.
You could have talked about them for quite a while, actually. I used to play Metal Gear Solid throughout my childhood. Then I had best mate, right? We double teamed on Metal Gear Solid, and the only thing I couldn't do on Metal Gear Solid was the bit where Liquid was torturing you. Was it Liquid or was it Revolver Ocelot? I think it was Ocelot was torturing you, and you had to tap really fast to survive the torture. I just couldn't do it.
That's the thing, you have to... Were you doing it with your thumbs, or were you getting the controller?
Oh no, full on getting it.
Yeah.
Like tensing up your whole arm.
There's so many new games that do that now. It's like,
is there?
Someone's strangling you, you got to quickly come on, get out of the...
I can't do it, man. That's just like this. I'm like, come on. Did you have Heavy Rain? That had that quite a lot.
Yeah.
I loved that game. I thought that was phenomenal.
What did I play recently that was almost like Until Dawn? I don't know if you played. That was it was a horror game, but it was almost like similar. Of you, every single choice you made would be something would come after you or whatever.
I love those type of games. Yeah, Deus Ex was like one of the first types of games like that, but I never played it. But I always wanted to.
I had the first Deus Ex on PC, and for some reason I remember I never got past the first level for ages.
I heard it was.
You would walk out and the Statue of Liberty would just be in the middle, and you'd be like stood underneath it, but you wouldn't know where to go.
Figure it out. Okay, so recommend. I saw a play recently. Do you know what I would recommend? The Play That Goes Wrong. That is absolutely brilliant. That's probably one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
They did a comedy about bank robbery as well, didn't they? Yeah, that's
honestly,
two that I do really need to.
Yeah, I really want to see the bank robbery one. Yeah, I got to meet the cast afterwards. We had a little chat about it, and I was just like so complimentary.
Is everything planned on the, or is there any like improv stuff?
Meticulously planned, and it's so good. Because you're watching it and you're like, I don't understand. Like this rehearsal that's gone into this to make things that are going wrong go wrong in the right way.
Yeah.
Is phenomenal, and the acting in it is just brilliant. Like it's so funny. They're all so deadpan about these things that are going wrong. That I'd recommend see. Another play I saw recently was called The Inheritance, but that's a bit more depressing and 3.5 hours long about the AIDS crisis. So maybe not that one.
Maybe see that and then go and see it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, have that as the matinee.
Cheat yourself up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Volcano Coffee. Can I recommend that?
Yeah, you can recommend it. What's Volcano Coffee?
Right, I don't know exactly what it is. It's a company. I tried it in Battersea Park, yeah, in the Pear Tree Cafe. They had a coffee there, and I tried it, and I was like, this is the best coffee I've ever drunk in my entire life. So I went on their website, and I found out what it was. And Volcano Coffee also do loads of things to help homeless people. Loads of charity stuff. Like, pretty much all of their sales are to do with that. So that's really good. So drink Volcano Coffee. I don't. But I would, but if I can find out where to buy it, and and then third recommendation is going to be go to watch some comedy. Go to watch some open mic comedy, because don't just have a Live at the Apollo or like big comedians be your spectrum of comedy. Go and see open mic comedy for free.
And be the only audience member.
Be the audience member and get picked on and yeah. Because what do we live for? Do something outside of your comfort zone. Live a little. Be crazy. Sing in public. That's tremendously.
I can't do that.
Tremendous. Why?
Do you do that?
Sometimes, yeah. Every time I do, I feel better. Like all weird people looking at you. But what a thrill. Just walk along, one line. It could be one line. It could just be like, just walk along and just be like, money. I don't know why I chose an Apple song. But, yeah, just walk along, but you are the dancing queen, and then just go back to normal. And it just feels great. The more people that have seen you do it, the better. Yeah.
That's Jake's bit of advice. Singing in public.
Or just dance, or just do something that other people will look at you and go, that's weird. Because it's not weird.
Nothing too weird. Don't get naked in public.
Or like steal a baby or something.
Yeah,
that's
nothing.
Weird.
But dancing and singing is
just something.
That's all right. Nothing too weird.
It's about it actually. Yeah, just those two. Yeah. I'll scream in public, but not in a blood curdling way. Just in like a. I've just seen my team score a goal kind of way.
I'm glad you gave that bit of advice there.
I think so, yeah.
Thank you very much for being on this.
Thank you for giving me the platform to get that advice. It all led up.
That's what you ever needed.
Literally what I wanted to do. I just want to see more people dancing in the street. I want to feel like I live in a musical. Yeah.
Well, thank you for being on this, and that was Coffee Vlog with Jake Pickford. Have you got a Twitter or?
At Jake Pickford on Twitter, at Jake Pickford on Instagram, at Mr. Jake Pickford on Facebook, because somebody stole my name. And at Prime Minister Jake Pickford on YouTube, because I made that years ago. And are
you doing any
shows?
Are you doing Edinburgh, Brighton?
Oh God, no.
You're not doing any of that type of stuff. You're just doing spots.
I'm doing lots of spots. Oh, I've got a website as well, jakepickford.com. It's my name, .com, and I'm on there. And that's got my diary on it with all my gigs and my blogs and stuff like that. And the most exciting show I've got coming up is probably I'm doing a hip hop themed show in Reading on the 29th of March. That's going to be fun.
So is it just doing material on, or is it you going on stage doing some?
I think what I'll do is that. Yeah. Yeah, it'll be fun. Yeah. So come on down.
Well, that's all from. I'm great ending these, as you can tell.
It doesn't feel jarring at all.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, thank you very much for being on this. And that's Coffee Vlog. See you all in the next one. Goodbye.